What's up guys, welcome back to another video, another community questions video where we are going to be talking about some potential updates to the game that would be incredibly useful given to me by the community, you guys. So what I did is I put a post on my community section on YouTube, as I always do with these videos, and I left a question for you guys. In that question I said, what updates or features would you like to see added and how would these improve RuneScape 3? The example I gave was, I would love to see rune pouches have a 100,000 each rune limit because it's frustrating or inconvenient to run out of runes mid kills. There's so many times that I'd be, say, I don't know, it's Zuck or something, and I would run out of runes, and it's just like, oh no, the flawless run is gone, it's ruined, I have to bank. Or the same goes, if you're doing a streak at the Arc Glacier or at Telos, and then you run out of runes, you will not be impressed, because that's it, your streak's done. So you have to check them, of course, and it does end up falling on you at the end of the day, but these are just convenience things, and I think it'd be cool to add this. So anyway, we're going to take a look at what the people from the community or you guys thought and see whether there's any good ideas in here. So if you do enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's go. Okay, so our first suggestion comes from Maka, and you say, make Reaper tasks stack up to 5, so you can do multiple per day if you miss some days. Kind of like the bounty tasks in God Wars 2. This is a good idea, I like this idea. So, I'm not even joking, in the last, like, I don't know how many days, I have had a Bandos task set as my Reaper. It must have been nearly a month, to be honest. And I just look at it and I'm like, yeah, I could probably do this pretty easily, but I just can't be bothered. But then also you can reset these daily, I believe, right? You can log in, you can change it. I don't know if you get like lesser points or whatever or not. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I've not really done that much Reaper. But if I get a task and I could stack another one on and then have my Bandos task and maybe another one as well, then I'd probably be able to manage that a little bit better and be a bit more motivated. But every time I log in and think, oh, I should probably do my Reaper and then see it's Bandos, rather than thinking to myself, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and change this or just completely cancel it out and wait till tomorrow or whatever you have to do, I just think, nah, can't be bothered. And then I'll do something else instead. So, I don't know. I feel like this would definitely be a good thing. And also for the people that do like to farm the hell out of Reapers, they can actually go back and pick up some more Reapers and catch up on what they've missed. This is a good idea. I do like this. It means that you don't have to log in every single day. You can just sort of stack up your tasks and you still get those benefits, but it's not anything over the top. Like, I think 5 days is pretty good, and yeah, I think that's fine. And you can only add one extra one per day. So for example, if you've only started like doing it for 1 day, you can only get one, but then the next day you can get a second, and the next day you can get a third until you get to the 5th, and then you can start working through them. And if you do all 5 in 1 day, then you would have to wait until the next day to get another one. It just means you can stack them up rather than purely just like getting 5 a day. It's not working like that. It'd just be stacked up. It's a good idea. I think it's cool. What do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. Let's go to the next one. This next comment comes from Game Helper 2, and you say, a bit obvious, but highly increased bank space is something everyone would benefit from. At least give us a bag for archaeology artifacts. And you have 6 likes on this, so obviously people agree, and this is actually a really good idea, and in my opinion, I am kind of like stuck on this. So the way I see bank space is, we have a decent amount of bank space at the moment. For us high level players, as end game players, we are like, please give us more bank space. But we do have some bank space. Now, the way it is at the moment is everybody's kind of struggling, and you do want to sort of increase that bank space somehow. There is bank boosters on the Solomon store that you can go and buy, but most people I know would have bought all of those and still need more. Now, personally, I'd be okay with Jagex adding more bank boosters to that and making us pay for it. I would pay for some more bank space. If I can use bonds to make into rune coins, I would do that. That would be a worthwhile investment for me, and I would go for it. Now, the only reason I can imagine is that they haven't increased bank space anymore and not added more boosters and sold us those, because they love taking our cash from us, so they would be absolutely fine with this. The only reason I can see that they haven't done this has got to be that they must lag out the game a little bit. They must affect the server load, they must do something about the delay, just like action bars do as well. So when you're loading extra action bars for the actual game, it does cause a lot of server delay, a lot of effort, and it's a big load for the server to actually keep for every single player to have all these extra action bars. The reason we can't just have 6 or 7 action bars on our screen is for this exact reason. Jagex have confirmed it many times. They talked about it recently with the RS guy on his interview with them as well about combat. So I would assume that the bank probably works pretty similar to this. However, I agree, having extra bank space, if there was a way for them to figure it out, would be incredibly good. Or adding things like the archaeology artifacts, like a bag for those, would also be pretty cool. but I would assume that even having a bag, like a gizmo bag, but for archaeology artifacts, all those spaces would still have to be stored somewhere, and while it's stacked inside a bag in your bank, I'm assuming it would still work the same as extra bank space. I don't know for sure, obviously I don't design the game, but this is just my idea behind it. But I do like the idea, and I would love extra bank space, and I would be happy to pay for it through buying bonds, through in-game gold and all that sort of stuff or whatever, and I think, you know, it's fine. I'd be happy with that. What do you guys think? This next comment is actually really interesting to me, and I'm not exactly sure how I feel on it, but at the same time, I don't think it could hurt. So Blake Stevenson says, I would like a loot chest in bosses like Vindicta, Hellway, Greg, or Twin Furies, instead of picking up items after every 2 to 3 kills. So, God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses are becoming fairly AFK now, and you do have to pick up the loot still. So you can AFK the stuff, and people either tend to just either leave all the trash loot and just pick up rares, or they'll pick up all of it and they'll just leave it for a kill or 2 and then go and pick it up with area loot. Now, I would like the idea of a loot chest being added to these bosses, and where all the loot would just go inside, meaning you can just AFK the boss completely. I would like that, but at the same time, I don't know if it's very, I don't want to say balanced, but I don't know. There's just something about it that's tugging on me in the other direction as well, and I'm like, I don't know, is that a good idea? Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe I can't work out what it would be, but you guys will have to let me know. Maybe it would be bots. I really don't know. I guess bots could pick up all the loot as well themselves anyway. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think about this one. I'm interested. I would quite like the chest purely just to be able to stack loot up. Like, I like the idea of elite dungeons, how you can just run it and run it and run it until you've got a massive, huge loot chest. Like, you just go crazy and you just fill that crap up, and it is what it is, right? Like, I think it's just a great idea, and it's nice to be able to see all that loot stack up there. And also, it's not in your bank, so it's kind of also good too. But I'd like to see that here as well, and probably everywhere. But at the same time, again, I feel like there's something, just something that's pulling me in the other direction, saying this is probably not a good idea. I don't know what it is. Can you guys think of any reason? But personally, I think this would be a good idea. There's just something. Anyway, let me know. The next comment comes from Iz. We're going to stick with Iz because Iz knows that I can't say his name. So we're going to say, well, I'm going to be honest, they should focus on their servers and Grand Exchange Limit go bye-bye. So we know the Grand Exchange Limit is the thing that they are changing, so we can sort of like just say like that's going to happen eventually. And this is good. The Grand Exchange Limit is obviously a good thing. I don't think anybody disagrees with this, unless maybe it affects merchants somehow. I don't know. Either way, it's definitely a good thing. But the bit about focusing on your servers, I completely agree. Now, we've had this conversation in the past. We've had this conversation many times in the past. And I think we came to the decision that there's probably not much they can do. I don't know for sure. I am not someone who knows anything about servers. I am not someone who knows anything about game design, really. Like, I say really in the way I don't know anything at all. So, basically, it would be nice if we could have servers where you don't have to change world if there's over 200 people, 250 people. If you're PVMing and you start getting a delay, it would be nice to not have to deal with that. But at the same time, I think the way the game's working now, or the way the servers are, don't think it's something they can actually work on. Now, I've had people say if they actually just threw a ton of money at it, then they would be able to fix this issue, but it would take a lot of money and wouldn't be very convenient. But then I've also had people say that this could just be fixed by literally just upgrading the servers. I don't know. And then I've also had people say, no, it doesn't matter what you do. The way the game's designed, the way it's coded with the tick system and stuff, it's just not something that's going to happen. So I really don't know, but I agree it would be nice. It would definitely be nice if they could fix the server issues and stuff. I don't know if the weekly maintenance or the fortnightly maintenance that we're getting is going to be something to affect this. I don't know. I've not really seen enough. I've not really played it enough since then, or noticed the lag enough to be able to actually make that decision or like experience it. But hopefully the weekly or 2 weekly maintenance does make a difference to that. I think we're the only game up until now that didn't actually do this for MMOs, so that's pretty interesting. But we'll have to see what happens. I don't really think I need to ask your thoughts on this. You guys would all be happy to see an improvement in the servers, I'm pretty sure. But again, whether it can happen or not is the defining factor of this. This comment from Javier. Is it Javier? I'm sorry if not. It is what it is. I'm trying. Anyway, you say separate the monolith energy costs for skilling, archaeology relics, and PVM relics. 650 for each, please. this is such a good idea. I love this one. I absolutely love this one. This is absolutely genius, and I don't see any reason not to. Skilling relics don't affect PVM relics, right? So if you could have a separate energy for both, it doesn't affect me in the slightest. I don't do skilling, but I know plenty of people, especially for double XP, are going to be going to that monolith and changing them in and out for freaking ages and juggling them and swapping them around and stuff. I know this would be incredibly convenient, and I think this is a great idea. If they could figure this out where they could just categorize these ones are skilling only, these ones are PVM only, and then maybe you can stick the other ones in each, but it takes away from the other if they do overlap somehow. But this is a genius idea. I think it is great, and personally, I don't see any reason not to do it if it's possible to be done. Again, I don't know game design. It might not be possible. You guys will have to let me know in the comments, but what do you guys think about this? Would you find this useful? Do you find that it is really annoying to go and change your archaeology relics all the time, and then when you want to go back to bossing, you have to then change your PVM ones, and then when you're going for your 120s, you go to your 120s, your skilling ones? I can just imagine that this would be pretty inconvenient or convenient to actually have this done. So let me know in the comments. I'm interested in finding out about this one. This last comment that we're going to use comes from Milky, and you say, I'd like to be able to store more than 2 ammo in a quiver. Large rune pouch can carry 3 runes, grasping can carry 4. In a recent treasure hunt promotion, there were item contracts. They could easily be put in War Shop, and I'd happily pay 10k marks of war for them. They don't fix death costs, but being able to save some money every now and then is ideal. Being able to summon a familiar from the bank without it closing and load with scrolls and food will be a nice quality of life. So there's a few things in here. I'm not too sure what you mean by the item contracts. I don't think I paid enough attention to those when they came out, so we'll just have to leave that one, and you guys can comment in the comments, let me know what they actually were. I'll probably remember them with a bit more explanation. It affects death cost though. They are working on death cost, which is good to know about, but I don't remember these at all. I think it was literally like last month. I can remember something about it. I assume it was with the auras and stuff, but other than that, it's over my head. But I'd love the idea of adding extra ammo to a quiver. I think having 3 would actually be pretty convenient. Having 3 item slots in a quiver for different arrows and bolts would be great, and then you could keybind each individual slot. At the moment, you can keybind each individual slot, but there's only 2 slots, so it doesn't make sense. So you cycle between them, does the same thing. But you can actually keybind each ammo slot to number 1 or number 2 or whatever you want to set it to. You can actually set them individually, which means if you ever have like 3 or 4 in there, you could just keybind all of them and switch very conveniently. I would find that a lot easier than even cycling for some reason. I don't know, something in my head makes that seem better. Like, I want Hydrix, that's number 2. I want Ruby, that's number 1. I want to have the Wen arrows, that's number 3. Bic arrows, number 4, and it's all from the same quiver. I think this would be a good idea. I don't see a problem with it. All it does is help you carry stuff and make it be more convenient. Switching between different arrows and stuff would just be a pain. It's just a pain. It is a pain. I'm learning range right now, and I wish that I had 3 slots in there. I think we had this conversation on stream. I don't know if that's where you got the idea from, Milky, but I completely agree. It would be so nice, and I would love this. But as for the quality of life with the familiar, yes, again, I agree. It's just do it. You can summon familiars from the bank now, which is convenient, but it closes the bank, so it's like, what was the point in that? What was the point? But having it actually stay open, something the familiar, and then you can add the scrolls from the bank too. Yes, that would be convenient. Being able to use stuff from the bank would be convenient, to be honest. Like loading a banking preset that then keeps the bank open. You just use all your incense sticks or whatever, you use your weapon poison, and then you reload your other preset. That would just be nice. It'd be nice and smooth. It would flow nicely. I think it would be great. But I guess it's not terrible how we have it right now. The bank rework that we had compared to the old one is so much better. But this would definitely be a nice little addition. Other than that, though, I'm not too sure again about the contracts, the item contracts. Someone will have to explain in the comments. But yeah, I agree with the other 2 points. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the update ideas from the community. Now, I did a video like this recently where I just put forward some of my ideas in the video and talked about them like that. You guys seem to really enjoy that sort of video, so I thought I would do one with the community too and let you guys get involved and give your thoughts. If you did enjoy this, then let me know, and if you want to see like a part 2, we can maybe ask the question again or go through and pick out other things. I do plan on doing a part 2 to my first video on this in the near future, because I do have some more ideas that I would like to sort of just suggest. Obviously, they're not ever going to go to Jagex, and Jagex is never going to see my video and think, huh, let's do that. But it's cool to get the ideas out there and discuss it. I enjoy it. I think it's really cool. I like theory crafting about certain things in the game, not necessarily all PVM stuff, but just things that I think would be good for the game. I like it. It's good to talk about. But anyway, if you did enjoy, do subscribe to the channel, leave a like as well, and channel members, your names will be on screen, or will have been on screen at some point. There's so many of you, I have to put it on through the entire outro. It is great. I love it. Thank you. But other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the music, there's a link to my music channel in the description, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you later, guys. Bye.